Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Polo of Polo Trading LLC, and we're back with the seventh week of the $100 ARK ETF challenge. It's been an exciting journey, exciting ride so far. Without further ado, for those who don't know who I am, my name is Polo. I've been trading stocks most likely, majority of the time just for fun or just because I want to make a little more extra money, and would invest a little bit over the years. Been investing for the past 20 years. But recently, because of the pandemic and different other things, I wanted to learn how to invest to really be aggressive, to really grow my portfolio. So I started looking at what's one of the best ways to develop a long-term game plan, and that's usually to include ETFs, which is usually a group of stocks for good balance. And sometimes because you have multiple stocks in one stock itself in one ETF, it usually balances out to where it's not as risky, right? And I think there's so many ETFs out there, probably about 1,800 or so or more. So I was like, this is too many for me to understand, to learn, but I think they are good overall. Well, I recognized when I started researching and looking for ETFs that Cathie Wood's face and name kept coming up because she is the CIO of ARK Invest, and she really cares about looking at industries and stocks that are changing the world. And her ETFs were like in the top, some of her ETFs were in the top 5 or 3 or something since 2018, 2019, and 2020 was a phenomenal year. I wish I would have started doing this at the beginning of 2020. However, one of the key things about her ETFs is that not only does she'll have just one, she got 7. And disruptive innovation is the name of the game for her. What is disruptive innovation? Over time, innovation that will displace industry incumbents, increase efficiencies, and gain majority market share. More importantly, disruptive innovation impacts and concerns all our lives and changes the way the world works. So if it's not changing the way the world works, she's not looking for it, right? So the real reason I want to do this because I want to learn about not just her 7 ETFs, and also just how do things play out? What is her vision? How is she able to find not just one, but literally multiple 20, 30, 40, 50 different companies that could possibly change the world, how to invest in them at the right time. And I didn't know which ETF for hers to invest in, so I'd like to put $100 in all of them. So let's see where we are at this week with our standings. So this is week 7 here, and ARK F actually went back up, and now I went to $37.89 a share to where it's $103.10 for my portfolio. ARK G was the biggest gainer and will be the highlight today as well, because some of the companies in there are doing amazing things. This is all the genome things, and $63.08 per share. Now it's $116. So again, we started out with just 100. Remember, just 100. Went to 115, then it dropped down to 112, 103, 104. Past 2 weeks was rough, but this week we bounced right back. ARK K, $90 a share, so there's $110. And again, we started out at $81 a share. Now it's $90. ARK Q, $53 a share starting out. Now we at $57.18. ARK W, $100. Now we at $103. Israel, IZRL started out 25.35. Now we still at 25.51. So pretty consistent. And Print did okay, but no, actually, yeah, it went back up. 22.44 starting out. Now we at 23.91, whereas $106 total. So our total is $747.57, which is not our highest, right? It's not our highest, but it did go back up to where our return on investment is actually $6.79%, where we actually came up from last week, $24.51. So this wasn't a bad week. I'm not upset at this week at all. I'm glad it went up, and I thank ARK G for making that push. I appreciate ARK K. Great job, guys. All right. And so I'm going to look real fast on what's going on with ARK G. Okay. So ARK G, right? This is the one that focuses on and are expected to substantially benefit from extending and enhancing the quality of human and other life by incorporating technology and scientific developments, advancements in genomics into their business. Again, these are companies that are dealing with some amazing cutting edge technology when it comes to the human body, cutting edge technology with the human body and what is capable. And they, like I said, they had a pretty good week. So some of the companies are, again, I can't even pronounce some of these companies. So again, that's how innovative some of these are, right? Because they're not American companies. A couple of these companies are not available in America to even purchase, or at least not on like Robinhood. There may be on some other apps or some other trading platform. Some of these you have to, like, they're not available. So to be able to get an ETF with these companies in it is pretty powerful too. And so these are some of the main companies, and the main company that I'm just going to focus on today is Invitae. All right. Invitae actually did do well. Let me see here. So there's a nice amount of other companies in that, right? So one company I will be taking a look at deeper, which I did not recognize, is this Ceres Therapeutics. This past week, they only went down like 14 cents this past week. But when I pulled out a little further and saw the 1 year, oh, wait a minute, they're up $21.87 within the past year. Like, this was a penny stock, and it went up from here, from all the way until August 7th. It was a penny stock, and then August 10th. That's when we actually started that's when I started the challenge. I missed out on this, so we'll have to do some research. I missed out on this. But it's been rising. It's been rising. It's been going up. So I'm excited, and it's been keeping consistent. So that's good. Like, it went all the way up. So this is the importance of understanding catalyst. It's the importance of understanding timing, because this could have been major. Like, I'm sorry. Okay. Do not give into FOMO. Fear of missing out. Don't give into it, right? It happens. It is what it is. But this company definitely is playing a huge part in why ARK is doing really well. So let's go to Invitae. And just over the year, Invitae actually has also gone up $18.80 from the past year. And I always like to look, right? I always like to research and look, okay, especially we're going into like September 19th, 2019, we're going into the fall sessions, like what's going on. So it looked like Invitae could drop off a little bit. They might come back up because it's about learning trends, about learning cycles, right? But then they were doing well. They came up and COVID hit. They were going up. So this is another thing about, we talk about recovery stocks as well. We look at, okay, what stocks were doing well before COVID, and what stocks have a potential to do well just off of GP. I don't know if this is one of them. I do not know, but they were going up, and they were peaking. They peaked at $27.25 or so, and then dropped all the way to $9.75. Or no, sorry, $7.64. But they came back up, and then there was another catalyst that happened June 19th, where it went from $18.71 to $27, and then it was just another catalyst this past week. Something happened this past week, so I tried to do some research. I really couldn't find it. I really couldn't find like what was so different. But the earnings came out, and the Invitae is doing really well, because they are all about genetics. Their QT came out. It's looking pretty good, pretty solid, and they are definitely leading the pack in many different areas. And one of the things that I saw was their company, right? Their company, for those who don't know, Invitae basically dealing with the blueprint of the body to check on, are you more acceptable to get cancer because of your DNA, because of your genes or something, or your family history, things like that. So it's a pretty innovative company already. And they've made it really simple to get testing. Request a test online, doctor will place your order, provide a saliva sample when you get the little package, and then you send it in, get your results. And it's very similar to other DNA kits. I've actually did Ancestry.com. I know people who've done 23andMe, all of them same, are relatively the same, but unlike trying to look into your family history or your family tree, they look into your family's health history and what are your genes, what could your genes, your DNA say about your health. Um, and so they have testimonies and things like that, right? But the question is, right, what is medical grade genetic testing? It's testing that involves looking at your genes, which instructions code in your DNA. Your genes are fundamental to your health and well-being. And Invitae's medical grade genetic testing analyzes your genes to find changes that could potentially lead to disease. So a lot of people are starting to use this as a way of being concerned about cancer. When the fact that some people, whether somebody might have been adopted or might not have had a chance to get to know their mom's side of the family or the dad's side of the family, or might not even get to know their parents in some shape, form, or fashion. They don't know. We don't know what's going on. I've had, unfortunately, people who pass away early in age and they end up having children. Well, if we think that, the men in our family start getting cancer at a certain age, but if all the men are dying off from other non-natural causes, from either alcoholism or gun violence or something, we may not know what's going on, right? But how is Invitae's genetic test different from other genetic testing? And again, they make sure that they focus on, one, the test is actually ordered by doctors. That's another huge thing as well. And therefore, the doctors can actually assist you in making healthy decisions, healthy choices. And then the payment options. So they got different types of, they actually connects with your insurance. So I think that's another great thing that some people literally they don't pay anything for this test, at least not out of pocket. So again, this is one of the great things about a company that say, hey, we're going to research your DNA and we're going to connect you with your doctor, and it's no charge, no additional charge to you, but we're going to get paid. So somehow Invitae has created a partnership with insurance companies and things like that. That's incredible. You can select your test, and the test is like, it's pretty interesting. So I might look into it myself. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of concerned about so many people having my DNA already. So, but that's something that we just got to deal with. When it comes to Invitae's presence, web social presence, they are social. They're active. They got an active Twitter account. They are involved in the discussion. They are involved in having meaningful dialogue about what's going on in people's lives and the lives of women. They are active. So it's interesting to see how a company that is connected with medical companies and connected with insurance companies are also really connected with social media, connected with a younger generation, connected with, here we go, like genetics can help. This is on the 16th, September 16th, earlier this week, right? Genetics can help you achieve healthy outcomes for your patients with high-risk pregnancies. From screening to diagnosis, we offer the tests that deliver actual actionable insights for patients. Reproductive health, OBGYN, like hashtag, they are definitely open to making money, but then connecting with people to make sure that people are able to make better decisions when it comes to their health, to their children's health, to so things like that. So, and prostate cancer, again, we just lost Chadwick Boseman to cancer, to I think colon cancer. I can't remember. It's cancer. He died from some form of cancer, right? People need to know. People want to know. Am I at risk of that? And he was young. He was relatively young as well. So, with that being said, there's a lot of things about this company that is just absolutely great and should definitely be continued to be looked into as well. So, I'm gonna go ahead, get off, because there's a lot of great things. People are starting to use this again. Explain why the cancer was developed, determine the best approach, clarifying whether an individual has elevated risk of developing cancer, things like that. This is basically, if I had to put this in one word, in a few words less, Invitae is working to predict the future of your DNA, of your hopefully your sicknesses that I hope you do not have, right? I don't want anybody to have sicknesses or things like that, but it's important if you're gonna like to learn to know about them. So with that being said, that's one of the reasons why Invitae is one of the um, disruptive innovators that Kathy Wood that she likes, because their company is connecting to the medical field, but also social media, while also looking to figure out how we can learn about our DNA to, again, take actionable steps to prevent disease. So doing that means most likely that companies will keep doing well. They go keep making money. And I'm willing to bet that one, and unfortunately, what's the old saying? Only two things are guaranteed: taxes and death, right? Unfortunately, one, I can imagine doctors pushing this, right? But then I can also imagine if a family member did pass away from a certain type of cancer, I can imagine a bunch of people in a family deciding to do this. I can imagine that very easily, because I remember I had someone pass away in my family, and my sister found out that a certain type of cancer ran on that side of the family amongst women. And my sister was like, why didn't y'all tell me this? And the family was like, well, we didn't really know, right? These are the type of things that are going to be innovative, again, so people can take actionable steps towards preventing and or treating certain types of disease. So again, that just means the more treatment, the better process, the more money is going to be made with this company. They're doing really well. You can check out their financials and everything on their website. You can check out the videos. You can listen to their CEO. He's confident in what he's sharing as well. So therefore, I'll see you all next week. We about to go through Battery Day with Tesla. Like, that's what everybody's talking about. Everybody's talking about Battery Day. So I'm gonna keep looking. I'm gonna keep doing research, and I might do a video about Battery Day. Let me know. Comment again. Please press the like button. Share with others if you think learning about Invitae is meaningful. Because again, I would have never heard about this. I pray I would not have heard about this company in a negative way, right? Or in a way like, hey, you know your uncle just died from such and such. You better get your DNA tested. You better get your genes tested. Like, I would have. That's not even on my radar, right? But because I've just got done, like, I'm researching and stuff, I'm learning about these different companies. That's something that I might, actually have to sit my family down and say, listen, we should probably look into this and make sure that our medical companies can take care of it as well. So anyway, with that being said, I appreciate everybody. Thank you all for the love. Thank you for everybody, for whoever shares. And please, again, press the like button, and let's keep going. Let's keep growing. And I'll see you all next week.